Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I too.
I saw the documentary.
Same fucking movie, the same of television.
Yeah.
If you want to see the truth, talk to this guy.
What do I know, man? I'm just some guy drinking at a
But if
festival.
you don't want it on television, you have to go to the street. You have to
Oh, what's he talking about? Television?
Yeah, talk to this fucking guy. He's
You talking
fucking
about
pure.
BBC or National Geographic, that sort of thing?
No, I was asking about the documentary.
Behind the curve.
Oh, behind the curve.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about the laser experiment, and
well,
I was just wondering like why
The guy who did that laser experiment is
Mark
right over
Sargent.
there. Oh, no, Mark didn't do it. Mark
From the
didn't do it.
documentary?
No, Jaron from Jaron, he's the one who did the experiment.
Okay.
And that whole thing was screwed right up. Okay, what they did was they took a part of the experiment in the middle of it when they were first trying.
Yeah.
That's not the one they were trying to shoot the laser through the hole, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what they didn't realize when they started doing that experiment, they thought that road was completely straight. Okay. Now, I could be wrong a little bit on what I say details. If you want the actual what happened, you want to talk to Jaron. Okay. That boy is a famous man. He's the one. He woke me up. He woke him up. He woke him, her, everybody here. Jaron is the guy who did it. Yeah, he's probably sitting down. He's the guy with the toque on. You know what a toque is? Like a winter hat almost.
the winter hat.
Yeah, I'll show
okay.
him.
Okay,
Anyway,
I think I know.
anyways, the experiment he was doing, he was shooting a laser down a long road
Yeah.
beside a canal. Right? What they didn't realize was that there was a slight whoop in the road, a little bit of a whoop in that straight road. Okay,
Yeah.
so they line everything up and they shoot the laser, and they, how come it's not getting through the other side?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know it, but that's what they show you as the ending of the movie.
Because like
That's what they show you. They just show us failing to make a connection to the other end.
Yeah.
But what they don't explain to you is that the road has a whoop in it, and that they realized after what's going on, why isn't this?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, the road has, oh. So
Yeah.
they moved the experiment, and guess what?
it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
But you don't hear that.
Yeah, you don't hear that.
And that's
won't
because
see
the documentary maker or something. Yeah.
The makers of the
Listen.
documentary weren't flat earthers, right? They were.
No, they were Glober.
Yeah, they were Glober.
It was
Yeah.
a hit piece. It was a total hit piece.
Yeah, of
That's to
course,
make
of
fun
course.
of, okay? To make us look bad. Okay? Now, here's something else, and I can probably look it up. Well, you know what? I'm recording you guys.
Okay,
You don't
that's
mind, do
cool.
you?
No, no,
I
I
have
don't
a
mind.
YouTube channel.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, that's
You know,
cool. Yeah.
What's-
it's good.
what's
Yeah,
the name?
It's The Bloody Truth.
The Bloody Tree.
Yeah. So, it's your generation. It's you guys that need to wake up, man.
Yeah.
Because if you guys wake up and you understand, then when you guys get laid and have kids, accident or not, sorry, that's the way things are these days.
That's true.
When you have kids, then you have to make a decision for yourself,
Yeah.
right? Do I let my kids go to the public school system where they're going to teach them all this shit that is bullshit, or are you going to teach them yourself? Or are you going to arm them with enough knowledge of the truth that when they go to school and they hear that kind of bullshit, that they can deflect it and
Yeah.
not absorb that kind of crap? But this is decisions for the future, right? Like I said, my generation, most of them are gone. So you guys are the ones that count, man.
Yeah.
So it's important that you're here. I think it's good that you're not afraid to talk about it or listen and learn. That's,
Yeah, of course.
I don't have all the answers, but the answers are there.
Yeah.
Simple as that. If you have, how does the sun set on a flat earth? The answers are there.
Yeah.
How does the flat earth look? The answers are there. But if you think in your head, like what the mainstream does, the first thing they'll do is show you a picture of a flat disc floating in space.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous too. Okay? But they don't address it for what it is. They don't address the issue. They don't address the science the way we are addressing the science. They deflect, and you'll figure that out for yourself when you start digging in and you start, well, what the hell are they teaching us? Understand that first.
Yeah.
Understand what they're teaching you about the ball. Understand the speeds that are involved, the angles, the distances. Like, it's when you start to understand what they tell you,
Yeah.
and then compare it to what you can see for yourself, you'll learn very quickly that it's a lie.
Yeah, we're learning that like right now in school.
What are you learning?
With the physics, like the physics of like everything in the galaxy.
Yeah, the Earth and the Moon and the
So-
Sun. You
Okay.
know,
That's
the
what
mass
we're
of it all.
learning.
Yeah, you guys got some learning
Diameter.
to do. So you got.
Yeah.
First thing, let's talk about the physics of let's talk about high and low pressure systems.
Yeah. Okay. So like.
Is that what you're learning that in school now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have, what's the second law of thermodynamics? Do you know?
I think I don't know right now, but if I hear it, I think I know.
Okay. Second law of thermodynamics states that you cannot have a high pressure system or high pressure area directly beside a low pressure area without a barrier, without a physical barrier.
Yeah.
So if this can is, let's say, sealed, and I have a barrier, a wall inside that can. Now I pump all the air out of this side of the can and put it all into this side of the can. Okay. Now I've created a low pressure system and a high pressure system. So what happens when I remove that barrier?
What we learn is that the pressure is
it'll equalize.
Yeah.
The high pressure will rush into the low pressure and occupy the same space, creating a balance, right?
Yeah.
So how do we have a high pressure system on Earth directly next to the vacuum of space without a solid barrier? So see, right away that becomes a belief. So you have to believe that the second law of thermodynamics is completely nothing. In order to believe that you live on this ball, that our atmosphere is possible next to the infinite vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Right away, so ask your physics teacher to please show how that is possible. How can we have, and he's going to talk about gradients and all this sort of thing. Well, when you start talking about pressure gradients, that also requires a continuum. So this is all physics that maybe you haven't even learned yet. It's coming. When it does, if you remember to ask these questions to your physics teacher, you're going to stump him. He's not going to have the answer. I promise you, he won't have the answer.
That's
and
really
if he
good.
does, send it to my video, to me, and I'll put it up. I'll put it up on my channel that your physics teacher found a way to get around the second law of thermodynamics, and he's going to be a famous man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll note it like the second law of thermodynamics.
Second law of thermodynamics. Put it in your phone and look it up. If you can figure out how we get around that, then what they tell us about this pressure system we live in beside a vacuum, then maybe we'll talk about a possibility and how that works. But so far, nobody knows how.
It's
Flat Earth or flat Earth believer or globe Earth believing physicists cannot find a way around it. That's why it's a law of thermodynamics. It's not a theory. It's not it's a law.
Fact. It's not a. It's a law. Yeah. Okay.
There's a reason for that. So there's so many things and so many ways to look at this that I don't even know where to send a couple of young guys who are just looking at it now. But there's curvature is the big one.
Yeah, of course.
Curvature is the absolute biggest one. And then there's all the space agencies faking everything. I don't know if you've seen any of the NASA videos out there.
I've seen NASA
My
videos,
God. You go look at my channel. Not that I do any better than anyone else, but I put mine to music, so maybe it's enjoyable. But these guys have been busting NASA's ass like you and Jaron, him and the Globebusters. That's a channel you should look up, Globebusters. If you're making a list of channels to look at and check out for information, I'll give you a list. The list off the top of my head, and I shouldn't be at the top of the list because most of the shit I do is I get from them. These guys do the research like you and there's Hiru. He's one of the Globebusters. He's not these, but he's one of. Karen B, Dr. Zach, Paul on the plane. Okay, Jaron, he's over there somewhere. I don't know where he is. There's Dave Murphy, he's over there. Sorry, okay. Globebusters, that's all one word.
I know there's a great.
Globebusters, Jaronism, J-E-R, no J, not G,
But I don't think.
Jaron, A-N-ism. Jaronism, something like that. I think it's an A-N, G-E-R-A-N. Jaronism. Well, you can check out Paul on the plane. There's so many, it's just ridiculous. And people are waking up like you wouldn't believe, buddy, and it doesn't take much. I was a Globe believer, like I love my Star Trek and my Star Wars.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, when I watch that shit now, it's a comedy. It is, my God, the whole view of everything changes. It's really strange. But that's another day.
But it's still like Star Wars is a story, and it doesn't like really connect to the round Earth. Like
no, but you don't have spinning space balls without the Big Bang, right?
That's true.
So it all comes back to that lie.
Yeah, I can see
It
that.
all trails back.
Yeah.
Everything science fiction that you know today is what it all traces back to the Big Bang, which is also a lie. How does everything come from nothing?
Yeah, I don't believe in the Big Bang myself.
Okay, well that's a good start.
Yeah.
Evolution. You realize evolution's bullshit.
evolution is a
Without the
shady
big,
one,
without the Big Bang, evolution doesn't hold up either.
But
No,
that's
of
just
course,
me
of
because
course.
I was raised like as a Christian.
I was too.
So I don't believe in the Big Bang and the evolution and stuff.
Okay.
Or,
Well, you're kind of halfway there. It's weird for a lot of people because a biblical cosmology causes a lot of stress for some people. Especially, well, I've got some people in my life that, they can't say, yeah, it's flat. Even though they know it is, they've seen enough, I don't understand why they can't, but there's just something that won't allow them to say, okay, it's flat.
Yeah.
Because by doing so, now you have to acknowledge everything that comes with it. And that's a creation scenario, and that's a problem for a lot of people. That might be a problem for you.
Yeah.
Might be a problem for you. But it doesn't change the fact that it ain't a ball. And you can prove that to yourself any day of the week.
Yeah.
Technology has simply caught up to the lie. We see too far. Nothing's going over any curve. And when you see something disappearing bottom first, there are explanations for that. It's called atmosphere. There's all kinds of problems or atmospheric distortions that happen over a distance. And when you're looking across water, well, that's where the most dense atmosphere is.
Yeah.
So we're led to believe that because things disappear from the bottom first, that it's due to curvature.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
It could
And we
just
can
be like
prove
our
it.
eyesight or something.
Well, that's part of it. Perspective, definitely a part of it. Like if you're standing in a hallway, looking down long hallway, how far do you think you can actually see
Yeah, in the end, it's just like
before it just turns into a point of nothing that you can't see? Well, it's the same thing that happens at the horizon, where the horizon meets the sky.
yeah.
Okay? Only you don't have the sidewalls coming in too, but you still got the top and bottom meeting at your eye level. That's your horizon. Your horizon changes due to altitude. But the funny thing is, no matter how high you go, the horizon stays with you. How does that work on a ball that's supposed to be dropping down?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another major problem.
Yeah.
Okay? There's something else to think about. The Earth spins 1,037 miles an hour at the equator, yeah? That's what they tell us. And then we're on a 23.4 degree tilt, or 23.4 degree tilt. Had a couple of drinks, so I got those mixed up.
No problem.
Which, by the way, taking 23.4 from 90 degrees,
Yeah.
66.6 degrees.
And do you think that means anything?
What?
Like the 60? Yeah.
It does when you understand how deep the lie goes. That number comes up a lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to the globe, it comes up a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen it
One
before.
mile of curvature, 0.666 feet. 10 miles of curvature, 66.6 feet. 100 miles of curvature, 666 feet, 0.6 feet. It goes on. It just comes up all over the place. You'll see that for yourself. I'm not going to get into
Also,
that.
the flag of the United Nations, right? It's also representing
Exactly,
flat Earth,
the
right?
flat
Yeah,
Earth.
yeah.
That's funny you say that. I was wearing that shirt the other day. I was out
Oh,
in
yeah.
Rotterdam with my wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
Her young nephew got something in his eye at work, and he was at the eye hospital, so we went to see him. As soon as I walked in the front door, and I got my Dare to Research Flat Earth
Yeah.
with the logo, with the UN logo on it, and he goes, "Oh, top shirt." The guy right away, as soon as I walk in there, yeah. So I told him about the conference, and I doubt he's coming, but him and
That's
his
really
girlfriend were looking it up right away. Maybe they are showing up. I don't know. Tomorrow's another day at the conference, right?
Yeah. We're coming too, so that should be
Yeah,
fun.
we're going there.
Good for you guys. Good for you. Good for you for having the balls to actually look into something for yourselves instead of just buying what you're told in school.
Yeah.
So I've heard that
That's awesome, man.
99.9% of what is told is not true.
Yeah,
Everything
pretty
learned to
much.
us. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
It depends. When it comes to physics, physics is physics. You know, there's
Yeah,
there's
of course.
things that you can repeat, you can test, verify, repeat, get the same thing every time. That's science. That's the real shit. But then there's stuff that they'll tell you that they can't back up. Well, you want to talk about millions and billions and trillions of miles and light years, and where's the proof? Show me the proof. We're going to show you pictures? Well, they'll show you pictures. They say right on there that they're artist renderings or artist impressions or, Even pictures of the Earth. They tell you. NASA will tell you themselves, and on their episodes, a guy named Robert Simmons, and there's many more that have come and gone since him. Robert Sims. That's what they do. They take data that comes in strips, and then they stitch it all together in the form of a ball.
Yeah.
Okay? And they gotta play with the atmosphere. They gotta play with the sunspot. They gotta play with the clouds. It's all Photoshop, man. Every time you click on a device and you see that globe pop up on your screen, that's Photoshop.
Yeah.
We see the guy who made that picture. It's an image. It's not a photo. But people believe it's a photo because
it looks real.
Yeah, of course
it looks
real.
realistic.
Yeah. So it's not. And admittedly so by the people who created it.
Yeah.
It was the same people who put the information into your textbooks that you learn in school about the Earth you live on. The same people that'll show you all this curvature from the ISS, but then you get the same curvature from a fisheye lens 20 feet off the ground.
Oh yeah, of course. Fish-eyed lens.
Yeah, well, okay. So you got to look past what you see.
Yeah.
And why do you see what you see? And when you ask, why do I see what I see, and you look at the reasons why you see what you see and how it is that it's possible, you understand very quickly that you live on a flat, extended plane. You don't live on a ball. It ain't spinning. Gyroscope will prove that. I had this argument with my wife actually this morning before I came here.
Yeah.
Gyroscope. You know what a gyroscope is? When you spin it up and it stays rigid? You can take it, you can move it all over. You can put it in a cage, a cage that moves, and the gyroscope will stay wherever you spin it. You can move that cage. That's how they use in airplanes the artificial horizon. Same thing. When it's on the ground, it's spun up and maintains level. So now, no matter what the plane does, this way, that way, whatever, that horizon line stays. So the plane moves around the horizon because it's rigid in space. So it maintains that horizon. Wherever you spin it up, it stays there. Yeah. You can force it, of course, but it takes work. Even if you have a little one here spinning, like there's another guy here, Mike Kavanaugh. He's got a super duper one he made. It's all high tech precision. Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! You heard of Foucault? Foucault's pendulum? No. The Foucault pendulum in the museums that swings back and forth and knocks over pegs as the Earth supposedly rotates under it?
No.
Okay. Well, that's something that's in universities, it's in museums and stuff. Eventually you'll get around to seeing it. Well, the same guy, Foucault, did the year after he came out with the pendulum, came out with a gyroscope test, where he spun up a gyroscope with a string, and he put a magnifying glass on it, and he's looking and he goes, yeah, it moves. That means the Earth is rotating. All over the headlines, everybody's announced, oh, the Earth rotates. So today, how many centuries later? 2019, 2 centuries later.
Yeah, probably.
We have a lot of technology. We have machinery that can make high precision instruments. Yeah. We can make gyroscopes that are so perfectly balanced, it's mind-boggling ridiculous. And we can spin it up to rotation so fast that it'll spin on its own for half hour or so. Yeah.
I make stronger.
So when we do that, nothing rotates under the gyroscope.
Sugar and.
So are we to believe that when I go to Wikipedia and I look up Foucault and I'm told about how the Foucault pendulum and how the Foucault gyroscope proves the rotation of the Earth, yet I can go and see a guy like Mike over there, I'm not even sure where he is now, who has engineered, manufactured, and produced his own perfectly balanced, symmetrical, spins at I don't know how many thousand RPM, spins for well over a half an hour, but the Earth doesn't rotate under it. So I'm supposed to believe in 1852.
They do it better than.
But they don't teach you about that in school. Did you ever do a gyroscope test in school to test the rotation? No, you didn't even know what the hell a gyroscope was until I brought it up.
Yeah.
Why is that? Yet, when you look for globe proof, you look on Wikipedia about gyroscopes, you'll find Foucault. And how in 1852 he proved to the world that the Earth spins.
Yeah. It's really weird.
But we can't do it today? Come on.
Only with an unstable one.
Well, yeah, you can make an unstable
Yeah,
one,
and then
but if it
and then
starts spinning,
works,
you're
but-
going to see it shaking while
Yeah.
it's doing. You know?
And with, like,
so
the-
you're going to know it's unstable and
the
it's not
perfect
giving an
one.
accurate reading.
Yeah.
You can use your own discernment there. If you see a wobbly gyroscope supposed to measure the,
Then you know it's
you
like,
know
yeah.
something's wrong with the gyroscope. Yeah.
Because the gyroscopes now don't move.
Yeah. So if you were a pilot in an airplane and you got into the airplane and you seen that your artificial horizon was going like this,
Yeah.
are you going to fly that plane until someone fixes it? Probably not.
Oh, no, you won't.
Yeah, well, think for yourself. That's the point of all of this, okay? I'm not going to convince you it's flat. No one's going to convince you it's flat. No one's going to convince you that everything you learned in school about Earth is a lie. You got to figure that out for yourself. But it starts with a few things. You know, it starts with curvature. If there's no curvature, well, how can you have a ball? How many flat horizons does it take to make a ball? Huh? Think for yourselves. That's the point of all of this.
I'm going to the toilet like
Yeah. Yeah, hurry up, because I'm next, man.
Is the Bible that we have been given.
I'll get you on
Okay?
there.
There are things missing from
How you
that
looking at
Bible.
it? You good?
Things missing from that scripture that are
So, like I
very
said, young fella,
and
you got to learn for yourself.
Oh yeah.
I'm impressed that you're here. Did you know, does your friends know you're here? Huh? Yeah, they do. Your friends know? Yeah. That's good, man. It takes balls. It takes a lot of balls.
Man doesn't believe
It does.
the Bible. You cannot go with the Bible. What do you think that?
Oh, yeah.
So this is the Bible right
Yeah,
now.
I don't. I would never. Someone tries to stick a needle in me, I'll knock their fucking teeth out.
You know?
I'll go to jail before I let someone
I
stick a
think
needle
we
in me
have
for a vaccination.
another.
I'm not kidding you, man. I know what's in it.
Have it all from
And I see results. As a matter of fact, I can't say for sure that this is the reason why, but my aunt and my uncle on my father's side, years ago, I was still pretty young myself. They had a young daughter, and as far as all things that they knew, she was fine. So she was
So you have to
vaccinated.
bring some faith into it.
Now, again, that's just one story from a long time ago in my life. I don't know all the details. I can't say, but I hear a lot of bad things about it. So before you, I'm not going to say yes or no, but before you vaccinate yourself or anybody you love in your life, read the ingredients list. Okay? Demand the ingredients list. If they will not give you an ingredients list of what it is that they're going to stick in your body, you see what I'm saying? Understand what it is you're putting in yourself before you just trust that it's good for you. That's the point. Okay? Because there's lots of reports of heavy metals, biological agents, all kinds of nasty shit, and you don't want. Maybe some of it's fear porn. I don't know. I'm not breaking it down chemically to see what's in it myself. But if I see on an ingredients list that there's mercury or lead or anything that doesn't compute as proper, that ain't going in me. Simple as that. They'll have to strap me down with 5 guys to put a needle in me for that. I'll go down kicking, believe me. So.
And if you remove them,
But you're talking to a guy that will not drink. Now this is an exception, okay? Because I'm with people that I've never been around so many people that understand what the fuck is in my head. So I'm having a few drinks. But aside from this, I drink nothing but distilled water, purified water, distilled, not boiled, not filtered, distilled, which means I boil the water, I recollect the steam, making pure water, leaving everything else behind.
You can't prove it.
There's a reason for that. I'll give you a website. You got a good memory? You got your phone.
oh yeah, we can write it down.
Aquarius, the water bearer.
of course.
I have no faith, you know.
Yeah, but that's, I understand
I have to
that.
find the
all one word.
Of course, this is
The
what
water
I'm talking
bearer.
about. If you look
Yep.
up,
And if I find the faith,
PAR.
close that door. You can't just say, I don't have anything. Because you want
man har gjort
everything.
det eller? Jag har inte sagt
Check
det.
that out. You'll learn about your water, buddy.
Yeah.
I won't drink out of a tap. I will not drink out of a tap. I'll drink my own piss before I drink out of a tap. Now, that's no joke. I will drink my own piss before I drink out of a tap.
What's your side?
Well, a list of chemicals as long as your arm. all of which are toxic. Some of which are used in rat poison. This is what I mean. You don't understand what's in your Now, I do understand that what's in Europe is different from North America. But the water is still chemically treated. So maybe you don't get fluoride here, which is a good thing, which is probably why you guys are able to talk normally and understand you don't have the fluoride fucking plugging your shit. So that's a whole other thing. But it's information on the water. It's probably a good thing. You guys enjoy it. Talk amongst yourselves. Tell me how crazy I am while I'm gone. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Oh, we won't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Hi YouTube. Let's go, guys.
What's up, Flat Earth?
Yeah. It's cool.
Ja, ik ook. Met de tapwater, weet je wel.
Ja.
De vaccines, dat is best interessant.
Ja.
Zie je, moet je het Engels praten?
Do you know why, like, a lot of people have guitars and stuff with them? Like,
I brought one.
Yeah? Why? It's for fun?
Yeah, maybe some people get together later and the weather holds out.
Yeah.
People play. There's a few guys here that play. I play a little bit. I haven't played in a while. My wife does most of the playing. I almost lost a couple of fingers in a table sack a few years back, so my nerves are a little bit fucked in this finger.
Oh.
See the difference?
Yeah.
This one's all fat, this one's not. I lost a lot of meat off of there, a little clip there, a little clip there. Cut through the tendon on this one. I was in a cast like this for a retard for a long time. I can still play, but some things hurt.
Good that you still play.
That's right.
Yeah. What kind of guitar do you have?
Well, I got a few. I just brought a Fender acoustic guitar tonight. I got a couple of Dean guitars at home. Two Fender acoustics, two Dean electrics, and one Ibanez. But my wife plays too, so I've been buying her.
Die sides zijn wel cool.
Zeg je?
Die sides zijn wel cool. Daar kunnen we wel wat aan mee doen.
Oh ja, zeker. Maar ook zeg maar die mensen die kanalen.
Ja, dat bedoel ik. Kanalen, sides.
Fall on the Plane. Zijn is Bloody Truth. Bloody Truth.
Ja.
I like it.
Ja, it's like it. Cool conference. Voel hem wel.
Wat zeg je?
Voel hem wel.
Hij staat er ook, zijn kaart staat opgesteken.
Wie heeft kaars aangestoken? Ja, ik vraag me af wat deze mensen denken hoe de aarde gemaakt is en hoe het werkt.
That's an interesting question. Ja,
Twee mensen klappen.
zo hard. Ja, het is heel lastig om.
Ik ga ze hier verknappen. Ja, 1 miljoen.
Ja.
All right, they didn't rob me blind, and they probably talked shit about me while I was gone.
No, we didn't.
The younger generation these days are all crazy. Right? Oh, I'm glad you guys are here, man. That's good. Next time, bring your friends.
Oh yeah, sure. But I do find it hard to.
It is tough
But I do find it still hard too for myself.
to talk about.
It is hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk about it.
it is tough. It was at first for me too. It was pretty tough. And I got angry about it. Fuck you! I'm fucking telling everybody.
Yeah.
So I made a YouTube channel.
When did you realize Earth was not a
When?
globe?
When? About 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, I got laid off. I moved here. Moved here, got married. Got laid off from my job for about 3 months. And during that time, I watched everything I could on Netflix, outboard stuff. Never clicked on YouTube my entire life.
Oh, okay.
But went on YouTube, thought I'll find some funny videos or some funny animal videos or some guy getting his ass kicked because he deserves it or something stupid like that. And so I did that for a bit, and I kept getting these little things on the side popping up from NASA. I had no interest in NASA. So I got my sci-fi fix, the movies, you know, so I had no interest in it. But then I got bored enough one day, I actually clicked on a NASA video. So I seen some guys hanging from wires. Well, first thing that I thought in my head is, okay, whoever's channel this is, they're fucking with this video to make it look like they're hanging from wires so that get people to click on their video. That's the first thing I thought. So I checked out a couple more. Because as soon as you click on one, you know, YouTube, and everything comes up, right?
Yeah.
So I click on a couple more, and it's like different scenarios, different astronauts, all hanging on wires. Different channels. So it's not one guy trying to make. So I thought, okay, I gotta go look at NASA. So I go and look at NASA and compare the videos and try and find what I can see on whatever channel it was, and I try and find the same video and try and get. Well, these guys aren't doing anything to the video other than highlighting where to look or pointing an arrow at, you know, watch this. Let me see. You know, you won't see it unless you're looking for it, right?
Yeah.
But then when you're looking for it, holy fuck, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait a minute. Why are they faking it? And it's not like you go, well, maybe they are. No, dude, it's obvious. Especially when you get an astronaut that floats by talking to other astronauts who are bouncing around on their wires. And they don't even edit out the fucking wire that he's hanging from. I mean, come on, man. It's really bad, it is. NASA, they're lazy like fuck. They really are. I can do a better job.
Like I've seen documentary about the moon landing that it was fake.
Yeah.
Like
which one did you see? Are you seeing like a flat earther's perspective of it where you'll actually get the truth? Or are you looking at a mainstream version of it where they'll sugarcoat it and leave it up to speculation?
Yeah, speculation.
Okay.
But it was like an independent YouTuber, so it wasn't like.
Yeah, but even independent YouTubers, you got to be careful. Like, there's a lot of paid opposition out there. Okay, there's channels that are out there that are, their job is to just make us look like idiots. And that's fine that you go look at that stuff. It's probably good that you do because you seem to be able to look past the bullshit enough, and then you'll see the bullshit. Like, they don't actually present science. They don't show you how we are ridiculous or how we are wrong. They'll just say that we are, laugh about it, and that's the end of it. And then all their subs, oh yeah, those stupid flat earth, oh, you know. So you get a flat earther go to their channel, he gets attacked, right? Because I'll call bullshit for what it is. So I'll get attacked on their channel if I make a comment.
Yeah.
But you gotta wonder, why are they even there? Why are they even there? If flat Earth is stupid, it doesn't mean it. The science is settled. Then why even? Why address it? Why even talk about it? Why make channel after channel after channel after channel after channel after channel? You know, and not one of them will depict it for what it actually is. They'll depict it as a flat disc floating in space. Well, that's a joke. The whole cosmology thing is gone. This fucker is flat and stationary, and it ain't moving anywhere. What it is, where it is, who the hell knows? Sure as shit ain't spinning and floating through space, though. Nobody's going anywhere.
No one knows.
You know, we know that already. So, you know, you just got to think and rest for yourself, man. Figure it out for yourself. I don't have all the answers. He doesn't have all the answers. He's from Sweden. He doesn't know shit.
Yeah, but I got half of the answer.
Yeah, you got half of it.
Half of them. And the half of it is fucking not a globe, you know? Fucking walking water. You have seen the perfect sunset with the light shining on the water. It's not fucking bending, it's fucking straight. Globes.
It's all flat.
Lying to us.
Yeah,
To stay together.
the art is flat. The art is flat.
The artist part.
And you can prove it to yourself. That's the funny thing about it. We're taught not to trust our senses. We're taught don't trust yourself. You know, your eyes can fool you, your senses can fool you, everything can fool you. But we're going to tell you the truth. Start trusting yourself, buddy. That's all I say. Don't trust what they tell you. And if you want to believe what they tell you, believe it. But don't believe it until you've tested it.
Yeah.
Because when you actually test it, you question it, and you go, well, what about? You find out there's so many whatabouts, and it just becomes ridiculous to even think it's possibly real. For me now, it's a total joke.
Yeah.
But to convey that to you is a very difficult task.
Yeah, but
It's not me to convince you, though. It's not my job to convince you. Just to make you think a little bit for yourself.
yeah,
That's what it's about.
yeah. I think that's really important too. Like,
It is.
for yourself
It
to
is.
do your own research and
Yep.
like,
Yep. And sadly, too many people, they can't do that. They can't even, as soon as you say flat Earth, they just short out, man. It's like,
yeah,
They laugh at
hello,
you. Yeah, of
you know,
course.
they're just spaced right out. They can't commute. They can't.
Yeah.
I've got a shirt that says, flat Earth scares you because you fear the truth.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It makes sense.
it's a nice shirt.
And, and when I look at people and the reaction you get when you talk about some of this stuff, just talking about the space agency, they just, well, this shirt speaks the truth, man. These volumes of truth. It's funny. It's funny, but it's scary.
It is.
It's
yeah.
very scary. It's
scary.
scary just to think that it's a lie.
It's all a lie. Yeah.
You know, and not only is it's not like you can say, oh, it's a mistake. They made a mistake. Maybe it's a lie, man. And they do everything they can to protect that lie. That's why you see on these flat Earth channels that should, in a world where the Earth is in fact the ball, we know it for a fact, we can prove it for a fact. If that was the world we lived in, flat Earth wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
It wouldn't grow.
But do you have an idea why they would hide it?
Well, lots of reasons why.
Yeah.
Lots of reasons why. Well, 52 million a day is one good reason for NASA to lie.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot more to it than just the money, though. It goes way. Money is nothing to these guys. They print their own money, man. They print the money that you and I have in our pocket. That's printed. It's paper. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a whole other thing, though. That's a whole other conspiracy. You'll figure that out on your own as you grow up.
But is that even a conspiracy? Like, because money is basically isn't worth anything, right?
No.
It's just something we made up.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be backed by gold and so on.
Yeah, of course. Gold
But
doesn't lose.
it's really not. You know what? I'm not in any state of mind to talk about, nor do I have enough knowledge really in the subject to talk about the whole financial situation of the world, other than to say that it's all based on a bullshit system, and it's all based on it's to control you and your mind, and me and my mind. That's all it is. It's all about control. You know, but it even goes deeper than that. But that's where it gets really weird because, again, like you mentioned at the beginning, it goes into biblical.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. For most people, growing up with the heliocentric model as their worldview, that's a huge problem stepping over that line. And that's the problem I have, you know, she doesn't like it when I talk about stuff, but that's the problem I have with my wife. You know? I can probably edit this out of the video if I want to. So I can talk a little bit. But she can't get it. She gets it. She watches my videos. She watches other videos. When I'm at home and I'm playing a video and watching it, I'll turn it up. Yeah. So when she's playing the game, she hears it, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for the last 3 years. And apparently she listens to some of it. She understands. She's on the fence, but she just can't go past. She just can't say, okay, it's flat. And the only thing that's holding her back in my mind is having to accept what comes with it.
Yeah.
You know? Now, we're here for a reason. Someone put us here, right? You know? Yeah, your mom and dad were an accident, and then they got together and made you, and that's an accident, and whatever. I was an accident. I wasn't even one of it. I don't want to talk about that. But that's beside the point. This place was, if it's not a spinning space ball that started from a cosmic fart, okay, then something made it.
Yeah, that's true. But like everyone,
The rest is for you to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't have those answers. I really don't. I wish I did. I really wish I had the answer. I knew, and a lot of these biblical believers with the flat Earth, I get it, and I'd love to be able to have confidence in that. I don't have it yet. I know we were created. I can't argue that. There's no argument to it. It ain't a spinning space ball, period. So, but I can accept the biblical concept of things if that's the way things really are. But I question the Bible too, because it also was written by men.
Yeah, of course.
Although said to be the inspired word of God. And there's so many versions of it, so many different languages that it's hard to deny it, especially when you consider the Book of Enoch that's come into play in the last century or so. That I don't even know when it came into play, but it's a portion of the Bible that was left out. And many portions of the Bible refer to it and the characters in it, but it's not in the Bible.
Can I take one?
Oh, but yeah, fuck yeah.
And I'll give you a beer for this.
No. Here, have two then. It's all good, man. You need a smoke, have a smoke. It's okay. It's the first time in 3 years that I've been in a situation where I'm with people that I can say, hey guys, the earth is flat and NASA lies. And they go, fuck, we know. Instead of looking at me like I'm an idiot.
I think that feels like really good, right?
It does, man. It feels really good to be here. We got the important table over there, and that's all cool. These are the guys that have woken up all the people that have showed up here, and many millions more. Yeah, you got Karen B, you got Paul on the plane, you got some of these guys from the UK. I don't know, Dave Mert, allegedly Dave Murphy. You got Jared from Jared. Oh, there he is with the two buttons. See the black hat, little white tie? Jared. He's one of the best researchers in the world, buddy. It's that guy there. People, if I could donate half of my fucking earnings to that man so he had all the time in the world to do the research he does, I would do it. I can't. I'd have to fucking divorce my wife first. Because she'll kill me.
But if you could, you would.
If I could do it, I would. If I had enough money that my wife didn't have any say in the matter, I would do it. Him, along with the rest of the guys from the Globebusters who aren't here right now. Yeah, these are the guys, man. These are the guys that are waking up the world. And my hat's off to them. It really is. These guys have got more balls than I could ever imagine.
Yeah.
To be able to go publicly. These guys have lost their careers, some of them. Lost their homes, their careers.
That's just
over coming out with this.
That's just insane to me. Like, why?
But that's the world we live in. Because if you go against what is the narrative, what the mainstream narrative is, well, you're outcast, you're blackballed.
Being ridiculed, yeah.
And what's the first thing that came through your head when someone said to you, hey, the earth is flat? What's the very first thought that went through your head? Oh, the guy's crazy.
I made fun of it, yeah.
So did I.
Yeah.
So did I. Not only did I make fun of it, I tried to disprove it. Well, guess what?
Yeah, I had to.
I'm a flat earther now, and I know I don't have to believe. That's the thing. I don't believe it. I fucking know it. I don't have to believe that this place was created. I know it was. I don't know by who specifically. I can't name names. Some people will. I'm not gonna because I'm not quite there yet. But it's still created. Something still put us here.
Must be. Yeah.
There's no other way. Everything about science tells us so.
But what do you think it looks like?
I don't know, man.
No?
I don't know. I think, from my personal opinion, I think it's not too far off from from the United Nations logo, which is also the logo of many other power structures in the world. The Gleason's map, and I think it's a pretty accurate projection of what we live on. Is it totally accurate? I don't know. Until I have the money to pay the people to go over there, I'll go over there, and I'll go over there, you go over there, and let's measure this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But I know that what they teach us is such bullshit. It's so funny. It is. For me, it's funny. Yeah. From your perspective, I understand you're not there and you haven't researched and you don't understand so much.
No research.
Right. Yeah. The day will come if you keep questioning and keep looking. Don't stop at what the first answer you get. Don't stop at it, man. Because chances are it's bullshit. So So look past that. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Find the curve. When you find the curve, you'll be the first person who does. So that's all I can say about it. And then you can say on your channel that when you get your Nobel Prize because you found the curve, if it wasn't for the bloody truth, I never would have pushed. I never would have looked. Then you pump me on your channel. Okay,
Yeah.
so you'll be the famous guy with all the millions, and
Yeah, of course.
I'll be some schmuck who you forget about because you know. Yeah, just do your own homework, guys. That's all I can say. It's all up to you. But,
Have you had contact with Mark Sargent?
not directly. He's commented under a couple of my videos now and again, but I haven't had direct personal contact with him. Karen B does. You guys talk to him all the time.
Do you like his perspective?
Yes. Yes. Do I think he could be a little more factual in some of his responses to his questions? Yeah, I think he could in some respects. He has opportunity to be more on point with specifics.
Yeah.
But I think overall, Mark Sargent does a great job. He's woken up millions of people, man, I'm sure. He's part of my awakening. He's not the reason, but he's all part of it.
Yeah.
Jaron, he's a big part of it, Jaron. There's another guy who's not here. He was part of the Globebusters a while back. His name is John the Morval. Very smart, very, very smart fella. He woke me up with the Coriolis effect. He was talking about the Coriolis effect on a video one day. I clicked on it. And made everything I learned in school, brought it all back into question. Because I remember what I was taught, or at least I thought I remembered what I was taught, and his video made me put it all back through my head. So it turns out I remembered it correctly because what I did, my own personal research, was I dug up the teacher's guide to teaching it from the 70s and 80s when I learned when I was in school. So I dug up the teacher's guide, and the teacher's guide said exactly the way I thought I remembered it being taught.
Yeah.
Because I remember the class for this reason. I made a video about this too. When I was young, we used to play a game. It was called 500 Up. Okay? It was a baseball game. So one guy would be up to bat. He'd hit all the balls. Everybody had a ball. He'd hit all the balls. And everybody would be out there trying to catch the balls. If you caught a pop fly, 100 points. Catch a 1 bounce, 75. 2 bounce, 50. The idea was to be the batter. So, but the first thing, as soon as the teacher started teaching us about the spinning ball and the Coriolis effect, there was like 3 of us in there. Does that mean when we hit the ball, the earth goes under it? Yeah. That's why I remembered. That's what clicked in my head.
Yeah.
So So of course, like I said, I did my research. I looked up the teacher's guide just to make sure I remembered it correctly. And and if everything I was taught is correct, well, if a helicopter or a balloon just hovers, well, the earth should rotate under it, and our destination should come to us.
Yeah.
According to the way they taught it. But nothing's coming anywhere because nothing's moving. It's just that's why when a helicopter hovers, it's hovering. And when a balloon goes up, well, there it is. It's not going over there at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator because you're rotating away. No. It's right there.
Yeah.
So, you just have to look at what the claims are and dig into it a little bit. It doesn't take much to figure out that it's bullshit. It really doesn't. Again, first thing, look for the curvature. That's what it all boils down to. You can go, all the space agencies are lying, and there's been a few times when I was earlier on in my looking into this sort of stuff. There was a couple of videos I saw where I actually thought, well, you know what? Maybe these flat Earth guys are wrong. Maybe it's a ball.
Yeah.
But then I'd think to myself, well, wait a minute. Why is NASA faking everything? Okay, and I look at it again. Oh, that motherfucker's lying. And then you figure it out, You just got to think. You got to look beyond the words that's being presented to you. Yeah. Because there's a lot more to it. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're interviewing people, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. You're going to have newscasters here. You're going to have all kinds of people here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Watch the news though, huh? Because your chance, maybe it's different here in Holland because some people are a little more open in the Netherlands. But every time there's a news piece done about flat Earth, it always looks like we're idiots. Like we're denying so many thousands of years of science, and we're not denying any of it. We're just saying it's bullshit. We're not denying physics. We're not denying science. We're denying pseudoscience.
Yeah. There's one really popular video about flat Earth, and it ridicules it only ridicules it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just makes fun of people.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them out there. Every time you see something on the news, I just cringe. I know what it's going to be. It's just going to be a bunch of people going, "Oh, these guys are retarded," and they're going to show all the stupid things. You know, when people are cornered with a camera, they say stupid stuff. That's what you're going to see. Yeah. You're going to see halfway through Jaren's experiment with the lasers, where he realizes the road is not perfectly straight. But you're going to see only up until that point. And they're going to make it look like the Earth is a ball because the experiment failed.
Yeah, of course.
But it didn't fail. They had it stuck around and showed you the next 2 hours or the next day when they realized and set everything up and did it again that it actually worked. That happens every time. Every time. Bob from the Globebusters, he's not here, unfortunately. I wish he was. But Bob from the Globebusters, he did a laser interferometer test for a gyroscope, a laser gyro. It's a very technical thing. And they found that there was actually some movement going on. So right away, the Globe side says, "Oh, we found the rotation of the Earth. Bob from Globebusters proved it." Bullshit. If they don't show you the whole thing, they don't show you why, what is being measured. They just jump on it. You know? And you get the BBC. They'll put out a hit piece. They'll put out a thing that shows you the curvature of the Earth. Or sorry, was it National Geographic? The Genius series that they used with Stephen Hawkins, and they were showing the curvature of the Earth. So they had a laser, and they sent a laser out over the water, and they had a boat with a big flag with lines on it that was disappearing over and they show you that, and then they show you a helicopter where it looks like it's going behind the curve, and they're telling you on the radio that no, we're still 20 some odd feet in the air and all this shit. But then you see later in the video, you realize these guys catch everything. Man. These guys are fucking there on the ball. Yeah. Okay. What they had done was, if you look at the beginning of the episode, you see on the water, they show a clip of the scene, okay, the mountain range in the background, and you see the water, and you see 3 birds on the water. Okay? And those 3 birds, they all take off at the same time and do this certain pattern, okay? So that's with nothing else in the video. Later in the video, when they're showing you the helicopter going behind the curve, okay, they overlap a video. Because in that same video clip where the helicopter supposedly goes behind the curve, well, there's those same 3 birds that take off. Yeah. You know, they're overlapping their videos. So they show you a video of something going, the helicopter, but then they edit it in, and you can see it for yourself. So how the fuck? Why are they doing that? Why are they cheating?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
You understand?
It's
Why?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Why do they have to fake that? If the Earth is the ball, the size they say it is, why do they have to fake that?
Yeah.
Did they fake it? Go watch the video and see for yourself.
Yeah. They also did it in Mythbusters, I think.
Oh yeah.
Lasers over the water.
I think I didn't see the one with the lasers, but they did. They sent, was it Jamie? Is it Jamie or Adam? The one with the I don't even remember. I don't even remember which one. They sent one of them up in a jet fighter.
Oh, okay.
To 60,000 feet or 70,000 feet or something, and they stick the camera out the window and they're talking about the curvature of the Earth. You know. Well, they're using a fisheye lens for one. Yeah. Secondly, they're looking through a curved window. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's a problem there.
I think I saw
and
that.
if he's seeing it visually, he's also got a curved helmet on his face. Yeah. So how many curves do you need to look through to see a straight line? You know. Yeah. And then the funniest part about it is they got a camera facing straight at his head, straight at his face. So when that plane is flying level, guess what? The horizon out the back window is completely flat. But you don't see that because, it's so curved. And they'll give you a shot of him smiling, from the front of the plane shooting to the back of the plane. Meanwhile, the flat horizon at eye level, I might add, at 70,000 feet, right at the back window. You know? Figure it out, man. That's how it is. Everything's a lie. But I could be lying too. Don't trust me, man. Look for yourself. Research for yourself. That's just it. And any person you can convince to think for themselves, good for you.
Yeah, it's a really sad thought. Like everything's fake.
It's a scary thought, man.
Yeah.
It's scary to think that what they're teaching you, they taught your parents, your grandparents, it's all lies.
Yeah.
That's scary, man. That's why it pissed me off. As soon as I come to the realization, wait a minute, what the fuck? It's flat. I know it's flat. I see it's flat. I can go out tomorrow and prove it's flat. It's flat. Well, I was pissed off. I was so pissed off, I made a YouTube channel and started screaming about it. And this is from a guy who 2 months earlier never clicked on YouTube his entire life.
Yeah.
Okay? And here I am telling everybody, and I don't care if it's my family, my friends, my co-workers, my employers. I don't give a shit who sees it. Or who sees my shirts that I'm wearing to work. I do wear them to work. I'm gonna shut this off.
Do you mind sending me that?
I will. You give me your information. Absolutely. I'll send it to you.